Telling the horrific story is Dorota Kuczynska's job.
Birkenau, like Auschwitz, operated for nearly 4.5 years during the war.
Over the 27 years that Dorota has been working as a guide at the most notorious Nazi death camp, the number of annual visitors has quadrupled. And as the years go by, she says, they've got less and less respectful.
Perhaps people know the history less well these days. My generation knew it from our parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, survivors. My children's generation only knows it from books.
The new generation of visitors are often shocked to discover the Nazis' barbarity.
Obviously, you're looking at these things and you're really sad, and I'm not going to lie, we did have a little cry as well. You know, you're seeing like things that you're like, oh my goodness, like you don't realise how extreme it was.
Sadly, we have a very few persons that are still alive that are able to revive all these things just firsthand. I think that everybody has to be here someday in their life.
But some tourists simply make a quick trip to Auschwitz whilst enjoying a weekend break in Krakow, without really thinking about the site's symbolic importance. Tomasz Michaldo, whose teams offer guided tours in 20 different languages, says they've had to learn how to admonish disrespectful tourists.
It ranges from taking inappropriate photos to putting graffiti on the huts at Birkenau, to actually stealing stuff. But we have to come to terms with this reality and explain to our visitors that certain behavior is inappropriate or even unacceptable.
But some visitors decide to spend more time here and include a visit outside the camp's perimeter to the town of Oświęcim. Before World War II and the creation of the death camp here, more than half of this small town's inhabitants were Jewish. Today, there are none.
This is the Jewish cemetery. As managers of the town's Jewish museum, we look after the cemetery. We organize various educational projects here for groups of visitors.
It's a way for our tour to pay tribute to a community that was at the very center of Oświęcim life before being massacred by the Nazis.
The people buried here played a very important role in the history of the town. They were municipal councillors, doctors, lawyers.
Today, Oświęcim synagogue serves not local residents, but tourists seeking some spiritual solace in this ill-fated town.
Even if there is no Jewish community left, it's the most important place for us, whatever the generation or the country, even if we're no longer there. We are Jews, our synagogue is here, and we'll always come to see it, and remember our ancestors who prayed here.
A pilgrimage imbued with a sense of the duty to never forget.